Well, guys, GM has finally tucked their tail between their legs and have admitted defeat. And their solution for their defeat is it's lackluster at best. We're going to call it that. What I'm referring to is a safety recall that was just issued. We've got a recall number right here. It's November 252494001. You're encouraged to look it up and read it for yourself. This is in reference to the L87. That's the 6.2 liter V8 found in 2021 through 2024 year models. The recall is a safety recall. I think it's in a voluntary status right now for engine loss of propulsion. Affected vehicles are going to be from 21 to 24. It's the Cadillac lineup, the Chevrolet lineup, and the GMC lineup. This includes the Escalade ESV, Silverado 1500, Suburban, Tahoe, Sierra 1500, Yukon, and Yukon XL. I'm wondering why it doesn't count the Silverado 2500s with the gassers, because I think those also have the L87 6.2. It could be a different RPO number than the L87, but I do believe that the other trucks should also be categorized in this recall. Basically what they're saying is we've got an engine loss of propulsion. So reading this verbatim, here is the condition outlined by the safety recall. The condition is General Motors has decided that a defect which relates to motor vehicle safety may exist in certain 2021 through 2024 year model Cadillac Escalade ESVs, Silverados, Suburbans, Tahoes, Yukon, Sierras, etc. with the 6.2 liter V8 gas engine. I just said that, RPO L87. It goes on to state that the connecting rod and or crankshaft engine components in these vehicles may have manufacturing defects that can lead to damage and engine failure. If the engine fails during vehicle operation, the vehicle will lose propulsion, increasing the risk of a crash. Now, there are consumer reports left and right where people are hopping on the on-ramp to the highway, accelerating, and as they reach highway speed, engine shuts off, they hear a bunch of noise, loss of power occurs, and they have to coast their vehicle to the side of the road, and now they are a hazard to themselves and to others. That's fantastic. The correction from General Motors Corporate. Dealers will inspect the vehicles that pass inspection and will be provided a higher viscosity oil, which will also include a new oil cap and an oil filter replacement and an owner's manual insert. Yay, that's fantastic. So basically what they're saying is if your engine is not blown up, we're gonna change your oil with a different oil and then you should be good to go. I'm not kidding, that's actually what it says. Here's the correction. Inspect vehicles that pass inspection and they're to be provided a higher viscosity oil. So it looks like we're going from a 0.20 to a 0.40 oil. That applies to US and Canada customers. Here's our oil filter part number right there, and then the all-important oil fill cap. The reason they're changing the oil fill cap is the oil fill cap is going to contain information which states the appropriate viscosity of engine oil to install. So basically, if you have one of these vehicles in this year model range, you are affected by the recall. The dealership wants you to go in or the GM wants you to go into a dealership and have your engine inspected. So what they're going to do for the inspection procedure is they're going to check for a trouble code that's a DTC P0016. The service procedure words states that if DTC P0016 is not set, we can proceed to step 2. Step 2 is to drain the engine oil and the new filter, and it gives you instructions on how to do that. It says fill with new 0W40 oil listed in the parts table above. We saw that earlier. And it says to replace the fill cap with the new 0W40 fill cap listed in the parts table above. We saw that earlier. Print the appropriate language owner's manual's insert and install it in the manual. So whatever language that their manual is in, you're supposed to go on GM's deal, print out a revised insert, take the insert, cut the old page out of the manual, stick that piece of paper in there, and that is the new updated owner's manual that reflects the use of 0.40 oil as opposed to the 0.20 oil. The bulletin then goes on to state that if P0016 is set, do not change the oil, quarantine the vehicle, which means you can't have it back, and submit a labor code for a new engine. The vehicles that have not been sold or not owned by a customer cannot be sold or delivered to a customer. So basically, if you have a P0016 trouble code and you're part of the category that they stick this engine in, then you get a new engine. Then that new engine is going to get thicker oil and a new oil cap and a new insert. So what's the deal here? Why is this happening? Well, what has been occurring is connecting rod number 3, I believe it's been number 3, has been spinning bearings, locking up the rod in the crankshaft, and then blowing up. There are people that have found examples of this engine out in the wild that have come apart, and what they have all found is that the wrist pin has been sticking out and the pistons are broken. What people think are happening is the little retaining clip that holds the wrist pin and the piston. They think that retainer is breaking, or the piston itself is breaking, ejecting the retainer clip, and now you've got a bunch of metal in there, plus a sideways wrist pin, which is causing a side load on the connecting rod, which in theory would be causing a side load on the bearing and ultimately causing premature bearing failure. So I don't think that it's an oil issue. I think that this is a stopgap solution to kind of quell the surge of engine failures coming to the dealership, because right now the L87 62 is on national back order. It's on so much back order that nobody even has an ETA on when they're going to show up. They call that galactic back order, which means it no longer exists. Now, what bothers me about this is we've been harped on for years and years and years and years and years about using the correct oil and not changing engine oil viscosities. But now that there's a problem and there's billions of dollars of GM profit on the line, now it's okay for them to just change the oil thickness and it's going to be okay. I mean, I run around all day long telling people, do not change your viscosity. Not a good idea. Please don't do that. This was engineered a certain way. They spent millions of dollars on R&D to figure out exactly what to use and how to use it. And it's not up to us to individually just go off and start changing things without being informed. I really do not think that switching to a 040 is going to be the problem. Or a solution. I should have said solution. Furthermore, I would like to know why the recall does not affect the 2025 year model, because I believe it's the same engine. Additionally, if you get a new engine installed, let's say you've got 100,000 miles of warranty and you're at 90,000 miles and your engine blows up, they give you a new one for free. You're gonna not restart your warranty on that new engine. You're gonna have 10,000 miles left on that warranty. Now here's the kicker. Where are they getting the new engines from? Are they coming from the same pool of engines that are failure prone? Are they pulling them off the line and installing 25-year model engines to replace them with? Or is it just the same engine, same part number, and we're just sort of kicking the can down the road and not really fixing the problem, just hoping we can just stall it out long enough until our warranty expires, and then you guys just go buy another car. That's all. Just go get another one. Just trade it in and get another one, right? I do not believe that this recall is addressing the severity of the issue here. I really don't, because changing the engine oil over engines that are blowing up is not a fix by any means. I am like fully disappointed in GM. You guys, you're killing us, man. Like even the diehards are losing some faith, because your reputation is so bad that anybody in your corner is going to end up with a bad reputation. Like you gotta dial this in. And I realize you're motivated by electric golf carts and incentives and CEO bonuses of $30 million and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, if you lose your customer base, which you are losing them, then you won't have a company to draw bonuses out of. Get it? So stop it. You guys have been doing this for 100 years. Do this right. You're going to kill people. Engines blowing up on highways is bad. You cannot allow that to happen. You know what happens when a shop does work on a car and it leaves and then it breaks down? You know how bad that makes us look? Now imagine if you build 877,000 of these units and they're all blowing up. That looks real. That's 877,000 times worse than anything I'm ever going to do here. And you guys build these things. Stop it. Like, do better. You know. And on top of that, we're talking about $80,000 trucks here. You'd think that you guys would be able to get this right and do it properly. Stop saving a couple pennies to make a few bucks, because it's going to cost you. It's already costing you because this recall is not caught up with GM yet. They're trying to quell the flow of issues coming in here. That's why this is a stopgap solution. I don't think they have engines, and I don't think they have a solution. If GM has identified a design flaw, then what steps have been taken to remedy said design flaw? Inquisitive mind wants to know. We want to know. We want to know what you're doing. Is this the same motor that was a failure and we're just putting that back in, or did you redesign it? Did you change the pistons? Did you find a casting flaw? Did you change builders or suppliers? Like, what has been done here to prevent this from continuing to occur? Because there's nearly 1 million units out there floating around in the ether right now. Well, folks, that's where we're at this point on this recall. I'm paying close attention to see what develops from this and what GM does moving forward. Ideally, I would like to see them actually fix the design flaw and then publish their efforts. That way we can maybe try to gain some confidence back in the platform once again, but we'll see what they did. Money talks in a situation like this. When we're talking about millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of inventory, well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see what they're gonna do. Are they gonna take the L and make it right, or are they going to kick the can down the road and hope that nobody notices? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Number one, are you affected by this recall? Please let us know your experience in the comment section down below. Or do you know somebody else who is affected by this recall or by this engine fault on this platform? Additionally, I'd like to know what you guys think GM's going to do about it. Are they just going to change the oil with thicker oil and let it go? Are they going to revise all of their other positions on using the appropriate oil viscosity and quantities? And are they going to make sure that the customers receive their value that they paid for when they get their replacement engines? So that being said, I do not believe I have anything more to offer you on this particular video. This is more of a PSA rather than an entertainment or repair type of video. Let me know what you think about the change in format, and most importantly, do not forget to engage that like and subscribe button on your way out. Have a great day, you guys. See you later. I appreciate you watching. Check out one of these videos here in the end screen for more content similar to this, and I will see you guys in the next one.